With the 1-year anniversary of Alita Battle Angel coming up, the hashtag Alita sequel trends on Twitter as fans campaign for Alita 2, with everyone getting into the act, including Wendy's, saying, "I would for sure watch a sequel," prompting FKN3 to have one of the best photoshops I've seen, what I'm calling Wendalita. So well done, this is fantastic. When I told Wendy's Alita's favorite food is chocolate, they said they got the chocolate frosty. Not much of a munch, but definitely delicious. Thanks Wendy's for being a good sport. In addition to a whole bunch of news articles about the Alita sequel push, other people also noticed Alita sequel trending on Twitter and our efforts, including Rosa Salazar, who shared a story on Instagram how hashtag Alita sequel was trending. And then just earlier today, the next day, hashtag Alita sequel trends on Twitter as fans campaign for Alita 2. Again, Rosa posted another article, clearly aware and approving of our efforts. We'll give you all the details as well as look at the hashtag Alita sequel banner, which is going to fly over the Oscars at this year's ceremony, as well as Kian Johnson's response to hearing that an Alita sequel banner is going to fly over the Oscars.
Did you know that these nutty, completely devoted Alita fans have raised money to get a plane to fly a banner over the Oscars with hashtag Alita sequel on it, Alita Army?
To a plane?
Do you guys have the money? There's a lot of Alita Army people in here. Tell me if you guys raised the money. It's a plan for them to get a plane to pull a banner over the Oscars.
That's incredible.
Alita Army.
Wow.
Alita sequel.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's paid for, they said.
Wow.
So I guess it's definitely happening.
Wow, I'd love to see a video of that.
The doctor is in. What's up guys, Doc Ito here with an Alita update. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you don't miss any of Doc Ito's free repairs. Sign the Alita petition linked below with over 140,000 signatures, and consider donating to the Open Bionics fundraiser. While you buy those Blu-rays baby, all linked below. On February 6th, Alita sequel hashtag was used by Alita Army and it ended up trending throughout Twitter for a lot of people. And this is actually a post by Rosa Salazar on Instagram where she was sent an update how Alita sequel was trending for Kiwi, which is Kiwi Loves You, also known as Kirsten Smith, a writer from Legally Blonde, who sent this information out to Rosa. Overall, Alita sequel ended up trending everywhere. Even the 99 is fine ended up trending, which I don't think has anything to do with Alita, but still sounds good. But for most of the day, it was trending for a lot of people all over the world, and here it is, trending in Australia, hashtag Alita sequel. So great job to Alita Army. Overall, we got about 21,000 tweets during that day within about 14-15 hours. And it was really quite a successful campaign because this was picked up by a lot of different media outlets. Here's an article on Cinema Blend. Alita Battle Angel fans have a whole list of reasons for why Disney should make a sequel. It's almost a year since Alita debuted, sparking a movement of fans hungry to see the continued adventure. With the film making its premiere on HBO last weekend, the fanbase known as Alita Army have taken to social media to deliver the reason why a second film should happen. The results are quite convincing. Among the various posts of support, there's been some good cases for why another trip to Robert Rodriguez's fantastic vision of Yukito Kishiro's manga Gundam is called for. Starting with the obvious, fans have signaled that deeper themes would ... and here's Course Solitarius. There's exploring of transhumanism, mortality, and humanity that's left to do. Hashtag Alita sequel. In addition to the themes, there's the fact that there's much more to the universe that's been left untold, so fans obviously want to see the rest of the story play out on the big screen. And this is from me, there's so much more to the world, 20 plus years of stories need to be told on the big screen. Hashtag Alita sequel. Cinema Blend continues, of course anyone who's fallen for Alita remembers that at the end of the film there's a tease about the next film in the series. Fans have certainly not forgotten the tag at the end of the film, with Bo saying in the Champions League where she has a chance at becoming final champion and going to Zalem, Alita, Alita, Alita. Let's hear Alita. Hashtag Alita sequel. If there was any reason to put above all other cases to make a sequel, it would have to be the last tweet we're looking at. If it wasn't for the fandom taking Rosa's performance as Alita herself, we wouldn't have a franchise worth fighting for. And Max Tech says, after such a great loss, sadness and anger combined to forge a heart of steel and antimatter. Look at that face. Look into those eyes. Alita is about to cause carnage. We once said carnage. Hollywood, bring on hashtag Alita sequel after Alita sequel. You will make tons of money. Alita's not done waging her war against Nova, and Salazar herself is even ready to return, should the opportunity present. All that has to happen is for Disney, the current owners of 20th Century Fox, to greenlight a follow-up effort to the modestly successful film now in their care. Just as Lando said, a lot of noise will need to be made to convince Disney that an Alita sequel is worth the effort. With this recent Twitter campaign and a banner about to be flown over this Sunday's Academy Award supporting this cause, it's going to be hard not to hear this call any clearer. Alita has a very vocal fandom, and in one united voice, the request is clear. Continue the good work on Alita's story and see it through to the end. Sadly, for now, we only have the first film, but you can see it on 4K and so on in HBO. And here's the article about the banner, which we already talked about. We raised the money, and then all the other funds are going to the Open Bionics fundraiser. And we do have a look here by Challenger ST, the birth of a banner. This is the banner that's being built to be flown over the Oscars, and we can't wait to see what this looks like in the sky. We're hopefully going to have a few Alita fans down there taking pictures and videos to share with everyone. And of course, ideally, it would make it to the news on the whole Oscars presentation. I doubt that will be the case, but it'd be great if we could make it happen. Now, also interestingly, Kian Johnson, who played Hugh in Alita Battle Angel, also had an interview over the past weekend. And in that interview, he was told about the Alita banner. So he definitely seems excited about a potential banner. I don't think he knew about this, but we're definitely looking forward to seeing it up there in the California sky. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of different articles picked up on this Alita sequel campaign, with MovieWeb saying Alita fans bombard Disney with reasons why Battle Angel 2 needs to happen. It's been a year since the movie came out, and while the movie, they say, underperformed, it hasn't stopped fans from crying out for a sequel. One fan said, after such a great loss, looking at these carnage, this we've already read. Among other different posts, this is the same post here. These seem to be the exact same post from the article, from the other article. So they kind of just copied the Cinema Blend article, but that's okay, because here are 16,000 shares. And this is how it works. We put 20,000 tweets on Twitter, and then this article gets a bunch of shares, Cinema Blend gets a bunch of shares, and overall more and more people hear about Alita and hear about an Alita sequel. And they have just a bunch of lists of the tweets here. So this is from MovieWeb. Here's an article from Cinepop in Brazil. I can't speak Portuguese. Alita Anjo de Combate, and that's all I'm going to say. But needless to say, it's great that we're seeing, again, some of the similar tweets about how hashtag Alita sequel spread. So more and more people are going to hear about Alita, and they're going to be interested in seeing the movie, and our campaign for the sequel continues. Here's the movie, but I'm glad they are covering it too. Fans are campaigning several times to see another Battle Angel installment. They're asking Disney to consider greenlighting a sequel. Now with the film filing on HBO, they've taken to social media to explore their enthusiasm. And again, a bunch of tweets here, including one, the same one from me. And again, this seems to be kind of the same article from Cinema Blend, but the more we get it publicized, the better. Here's CBR. Hashtag Alita sequel trends on Twitter as fans campaign gains new energy. As Alita sequels trends on Twitter in full force, a multitude of images and clips have been shared based on the series by Gunham. While the film didn't turn much of a profit as they hoped, it has gained a cult following, and fans created a petition with 140,000 signatures. There's no official word about a sequel going into production, but fan producer Landau has said fans will dictate whether a sequel actually gets made. So again, the more people that hear about it, the more information that gets out there, the better. Thrillist has the funniest title of all. Alita Battle Angel fans will make the sequel happen if it kills them. If there's one thing we've learned since Alita came out, it's to never underestimate Alita fans, ever. The expensive and long in development sci-fi movie surprised everyone by honestly being pretty great. Alita made back its budget overseas, and with its killer open-ended ending, fans have been campaigning for a sequel since pretty much opening weekend, which is true. For some reason, it's trending again on a nondescript Thursday in the middle of February. Well, that's Alita Army for you. The hashtag made headlines back in December, but it's been around much longer than that, and we're nearing the 1-year anniversary, and it's now on HBO plus the Oscars this weekend. The Alita stands have been hounding the Academy for months, looking at any random tweet, and this is, I think I know which tweet this is. Final Oscars voting as close. See you Sunday. This is not what I thought, but in any event, we always reply to the Academy's tweets. Given its impressive visuals, you'd think Oscar voters would have given it a Best Visual Effects nom, but we've talked about those issues. Whether or not it gets a sequel, Ed Norton gets to flesh out his 1-second villain role a little more, remains up to Disney, who now owns the property. Sort of. We've been talking about this. They don't exactly own it, but it's probably going to have to be with Disney. It seems unlikely, but then again, a bunch of outraged tweets also brought Paramount to fixing Sonic the Hedgehog and got Universal to bring hand back to the Fast and Furious saga, so all hope is not lost. And we know we will continue to fight because we do not stand by in the presence of evil. Your Screen Rant, also Alita sequel trends on Twitter as fans campaign for Alita 2. I'm not going to go through this whole article. Screen Rant is usually not quite as positive with it, but I'm glad they are covering it as well, getting more people aware about Alita sequel, and the hashtag. And finally, we got this covered, also covered it. Alita Battle Angel gets huge online push for a sequel from fans, and I guess that means we got like 5,000 shares on Facebook of this article. I don't know if I'm reading that right, but in any event, if you're doing a fan poll for the most beloved movies of 2019, a leading contender would be Alita. Released a year ago, it made 85 million and over 400 worldwide, but it cost 170 after tax credits. But anyways, no doubt, fueled by the recent release on HBO, they took to Twitter asking for a sequel. Photos, memes, suggestions, over 20,000 tweets about the subject, and there was a crowdfunding campaign, which is actually for the Oscar banner. And actually, I think that is what it is on Facebook here, because this only had 200 shares, but this one had 5,000. So I think we did have 5,000 shares, which is great. The more people that see it, the better. And then we got a bunch of the tweets here. And they talk how the movie is based off the 1990 manga and a little bit of the history on it. And this author says, personally, I found the film to be visually stunning, but somewhat hollow due to the characters and mediocre script. There's a bunch of us who disagree, but they teased the sequel. Who knows if we'll ever get to see it, since they have a lot of other things they're focusing on, like Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar. But maybe I'll make another video about this. I disagree. I think all of those are going to slow down, unfortunately, and an IP like Alita would be the perfect one to focus on and push going forward. Now, interestingly, also, Hulu now is streaming Alita Battle Angel for subscribers, and the more people that can get Alita watch, the better. I don't know if this is through HBO, because I think when you search through Google, it says if you have a subscription to Hulu, which I don't, you can watch it. It might be that HBO through Hulu, but anyways, the more people that get access to it, the better. With the recent HBO release, Programming Insider, apparently there was about 1 million people that watched Alita on its first showing, and Charlie thinks that about 1.5 million people have seen Alita so far. And we also just found that Rosa Pitt put up another post about Alita sequel, looking at this article, which I guess is from Screen Rant, and she just put this to her story, Rosa Salazar, about Alita sequel trending. So Rosa is definitely appreciative, putting 2 stories up about the Alita sequel trends, which is just great. So there were a lot of great tweets here, but this is my absolute favorite. The Glad Titan said, I would like one hashtag Alita sequel, please. Well, actually, I'll take all of them, thanks. And a chocolate frosty. For here. Cashier. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Me, confused. So that was hilarious, calling out Wendy's. And then I'm stealing this tweet, but then Wendy's goes, I would for sure watch a sequel. So Wendy's itself has tweeted out in support of the Alita sequel. Wendy wants to see that sequel. And then my favorite was FKN here in reply with this just beautiful Photoshop combining Alita, Wendy, I guess Wendalita, I don't know. Wendalita is a thing now. Wendy's Alita combo. I absolutely loved it. This was so great. So I tweeted out to Wendy's, Alita's favorite food is chocolate. Wendy's, do you have any chocolate for us to munch on as we watch the sequel? And overall, they actually replied saying we have the chocolate frosty, not really a munch, but definitely delicious. So thanks to Wendy's for being a good sport and supporting our Alita sequel push, as we do not stand by in the presence of evil. So we'll keep you guys updated on the Alita sequel banner situation from the Oscars, the numbers once we get more solid Blu-ray numbers, continue to fight for the sequel and support the movie as we will continue to do so. Y'all have a great day. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Doc out.